Still hungry even after breakfast? You are not eating too much. You might actually be eating the wrong combination, and without realizing it, your healthy breakfast could be telling your body to store belly fat instead of burning it. I make this exact mistake for years, and today I'm going to show you what I changed and how I now eat more and actually stay slim. I want to give you something more than just a food list, because here is what I have learned. Nutrition knowledge alone does not transform your body. Awareness does. You can know everything about calories, macro, superfoods, and still feel stuck. But the moment you become truly aware of your habits, your patterns, and your daily structure, that is when real change begins. So today, I'm not just sharing my meals, I'm going to share one principle that most "What I Eat Today" videos never talk about. It might be the exact reason why your healthy breakfast has been quietly working against you all this time. So stay with me until the end. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. I'm May, your go-to health coach and also a culinary medicine coach. Now, let me show you my little cheat sheet for weekend mornings and what my breakfast used to look like. Fried noodles, a cup of sweet 3-in-1 cocoa drinks, and I know so many of you watching right now, especially those of us from Asian families, this looks very familiar, and it was in the school canteen, on the advertisement, and on our dining table every single morning. We were told this provides us energy for the day, and I believed this for decades. I wish I knew this earlier, because something was missing from this plate. Not the noodles, not the portion, protein and fiber. That one missing combination, high refined carbs with low protein, causes a blood sugar spike, followed by an insulin spike, followed by a crash, that hungry feeling before lunchtime. Your body was never given what it needed to feel full. Now, look at this. Same amount of food, almost the same calories, but look at what is different. Old breakfast, 80 grams of carbohydrate, only 12 grams of protein. New breakfast, 35 grams of carbohydrates, 24 grams of protein. This difference changes everything about how your body manages fat for the next 4 to 5 hours. High carbs, low protein equals blood sugar spike. Insulin spike, fat storage mode. Balanced carbs, adequate protein equals stable blood sugar, stable insulin, fat burning mode. This one shift without eating less is where the transformation begins. And you may want to save this video, because I'm about to show you exact checklist I use at every single meal, and I promise you it takes less than 10 seconds to use. Every time I look at my plate, I ask, do I have fiber, protein, healthy fat, smart carbs? That's it. And I look at my breakfast now. I still eat noodles. I did not take away my favorite food, but now I add leafy vegetables. That is my fiber. I add 2 eggs. That is my protein and healthy fat. And instead of a sweet 3-in-1 drink, I swap to unsweetened soy milk. Still creamy, but now it adds protein instead of just sugar. When your plate has this balance, your energy stabilizes, your hunger comes down, you stop thinking about food every 2 hours. On weekdays, I actually practice intermittent fasting. My first meal is usually around 1 p.m. in the afternoon, so technically I skip breakfast on most days. The breakfast I just shared is my little cheat sheets for weekends. Because here is what I truly believed. We do not need to be perfect, we need to be consistent. Weekends happen, family gatherings happen, birthdays happen. And instead of stressing about eating less during those beautiful moments, I simply focus on eating better. The checklist always comes with me, whether it is a weekday, a weekend, or a celebration table full of food. I glance at my plate and I ask, is there fiber, protein, and healthy fat? If yes, I sit down, I enjoy my meal, and I feel zero guilt, because guilt, that is also a form of stress. And now you know what stress does to your belly fat. For lunch, I keep it very simple. Half a bowl of brown rice, tofu, and a big generous portions of vegetables. Same checklist, different plate. I do not count calories at lunch. I do not weigh my food. I just glance at my plate and ask, is there balance here? And now I can look at any plate, at a hawker store, at a restaurant, at a wedding dinner, and within 10 seconds, I know what to add or swap. This is what food freedom actually looks like, not restriction, awareness. This is simple shift away from how much I can eat towards is my plate balanced. This is what makes fat loss feel completely effortless for me, because any eating plan that demands perfection will eventually fail. But a simple checklist you can carry into any busy Tuesday, any hawker center, or any family dinner that creates lasting change. And dinner, this is something I feel very strongly about. I do not change my culture, I upgrade my plate. Instead of plain white rice, I cook brown rice together with black beans. This provides me more protein and fiber. And the black beans actually slow down how quickly that carbohydrate enters my bloodstream, which means a gentler insulin response, which means less fat storage signal, all from one small swap. Then I have my ABC soup, tomato, carrots, corn, potatoes, cabbage stir-fried with carrots, and Chinese okra stir-fried. I did not lose my culture to be healthy. I just learned how to work with my food instead of against it. Now, remember at the beginning, I told you there's one principle that most what I eat in a day videos never talk about. Here it is. I call it the Dressed Carb principle. And once you understand this, you will never look at your plate the same way again. A naked carb, plain noodles, plain rice, plain bread, eaten on its own, hits your bloodstream very quickly. Blood sugar rises fast. Insulin rises fast. Your body receives the signal, store fat. But when you dress that carb, when you pair it with protein, with fiber, with a little healthy fat, everything changes. Your body absorbs that carbohydrates much more slowly. Blood sugar stays stable, insulin stays stable, and instead of storing fat, your body can focus on burning it. This is why I still eat rice. This is why I still eat noodles. And this is why I still enjoy my food every single day. But my carbs are never naked on my plate. They are always dressed. And from today, they don't need to be naked on yours either. So, this is what I eat in a day, but more importantly, this is how I think about food. Today, we are not just knowing the information, but letting it land. Here is a question. What do you think about losing weight? What is your first instinct? Eat less or eat better? Because those two mindsets, they lead to two completely different bodies and two completely different relationships with food. One leads to restriction, frustration, and eventually giving up. And the other leads to awareness, satisfaction, and sustainable change. Which one have you been living in? And this is the last question. This one is the most boring but powerful. Think back to how we were taught to eat. Who taught you what a healthy meal looks like? Was it your parents? An advertisement? A school canteen? And is that definition still serving your body today? Because most of us are still eating the way we were taught at 7 years old. And our bodies have changed. Our hormones have changed. Our metabolism have changed. The question is, has our awareness changed too? You do not need to feel bad about any of those answers. I had decades of naked carb and rush mornings. But awareness, real, honest awareness, is always where transformation starts. And the fact is that you are here, watching until this moment, tells me you are ready for that change. If this video gave you something to think about, please save it so you can come back to the checklist whenever you need it. And if you know someone who is still eating a naked carb breakfast every morning, share this with them. In my next video, I'm going to show you exactly what I would do if I needed to lose visceral fat in 2026. Not eat less, but follow a complete practical system just like this one. Click here and I will see you in the next one. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bells so you will not miss my future videos.